Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, if you are a focused learner looking to finally bridge that gap, between just knowing English grammar and actually speaking the language with ease, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to lay out this really structured, dynamic, and highly effective roadmap for transforming your English skills in just 30 days. I'm absolutely thrilled to guide you through this material because the insights we've gathered from top language learning frameworks, they completely flip traditional study methods on their head. We're going to break down those complex language barriers using clear, actionable steps that you can start applying the literal minute this explainer ends. So, what will your English sound like in 30 days? I mean, really think about it. Just imagine the progress you could make if you committed to a daily challenge where the sole focus is on confident communication rather than flawless grammar. Too often we get totally paralyzed by the fear of using the wrong verb tense or mispronouncing a word. But what if we completely remove that pressure? What if your only goal for the next month was just to show up, open your mouth, and aim for a tiny micro win every single day? That shift in perspective, that is the secret to real momentum. All right, here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with mindset over perfect grammar, then uncover the golden speaking rule. After that, we'll break down your 15-minute daily routine, apply it to mastering basic introductions, and finally look at surviving real-world scenarios. Let's dive in. Section 1, mindset over perfect grammar. This is absolutely the foundational step before you even utter a single English sentence. To really rethink mistakes, let's think about learning to ride a bicycle. You can't just sit in your room and read a manual on how a bike works, right? No, you have to get on it, you have to wobble around a bit, and yeah, you will inevitably lose your balance. Making mistakes isn't failing. It's quite literally the only physical way your brain learns how to balance. And the exact same mechanism applies to speaking a new language. For the next 30 days, your objective is not to be some perfect grammar robot. Your goal is to get on the bike, wobble around in English, and just trust that the balance will come. To bring this mindset to life, look at this fantastic quote from Eva. She's an English learner on the Preply platform. She noted that one day, during a lesson, she actually started telling jokes to her tutor, and her tutor genuinely laughed, and Eva realized, wow, if I can tell jokes, it's because I have made very good progress. Because true fluency isn't about perfectly reciting textbook dialogues. It's about human connection. It's about being able to express your humor, your personality, and your ideas. When you focus on connection rather than robotic perfection, the language stops being a test and starts being a real tool. Moving on to Section 2, the golden speaking rule. Now, this is a concept that will instantly change how you process conversations. So, here is the single biggest mental block learners face. On the left, we have the trap, translating every single sentence from your native language into English in your head before you speak. This process is incredibly slow, it causes hesitation, and, frankly, it is mentally exhausting. Now, on the right is our golden rule for this challenge, forcing your brain to think directly in English. And yeah, it is going to feel a bit tricky for the first few days, but if you stop the internal translation and just reach for the English words directly, your brain will absolutely adapt and your fluency will skyrocket. All right, Section 3, your 15-minute daily routine. The crucial point here is establishing a mechanical blueprint, and we're looking at a fantastic one from Oxford Spoken English to put this into practice. Look, you don't need hours of classroom time, you just need 15 minutes of consistency. Here is the exact blueprint. Step 1, for the first 3 minutes, just warm up by simply talking to yourself out loud. Say things like, I feel tired today, or I'm making breakfast. Just get your vocal cords moving in English. Step 2, for minutes 4 to 7, listen to a short audio clip from a native speaker and repeat after them, mimicking their rhythm and tone. Finally, Step 3, record your own voice on your phone practicing what you've learned. Listen back to it, but remember our rule, ignore the mistakes. If you stumble while recording, just keep going. Keep that momentum alive. Section 4, mastering basic introductions. Let's see how our routine builds into real-world mastery, using some great visual examples from an ESL curriculum. When you're introducing yourself, identifying your relationship status is a highly common conversational element, especially when you're getting to know new acquaintances. Here, we see the status of being single. Practicing these foundational vocabulary words out loud during that first 3-minute warm-up we just talked about is exactly how you begin to build your structural confidence. Now contrast that with these two statuses representing married on the left and divorced on the right. Notice how visual associations can really lock in the vocabulary? And here is a very quick, fascinating cultural tip from our source materials. In the United States, married people typically wear their wedding ring on the fourth finger of their left hand. Small cultural nuances like this are honestly just as important as the vocabulary itself when you're communicating globally. All these basics come together in classic workplace settings, like an employee lounge where coworkers are having coffee and chatting. This is the exact type of low-stakes environment where you will use your introductory vocabulary. You can walk right up, state your name, where you are from, and confidently share basic details about your life. Visualizing yourself in this exact scenario reduces your anxiety when the real moment arrives. Let's look at Section 5, Surviving Real-World Scenarios. Time to step out of the workbook and apply everything we've learned to tangible adult conversational frameworks through some practical role-play scenarios. Imagine you're at a crowded conference. You walk up and say, "Hey, mind if I join you over here? It's pretty packed." The stranger agrees, noting they just escaped a panel discussion. You reply with a simple, relatable, "Same. I'm Priya. I'm a product manager at a fintech startup in Berlin." By finding common ground immediately, the crowded room, the panel discussion, you build a bridge. Notice that the language isn't overly formal. It's natural, it's direct, and it immediately establishes a confident connection. Now, shifting to a completely different context, let's see how this builds your assertiveness. This is a customer service escalation. The agent apologizes, but you need results. You say, "Thank you. While you're looking, I want to flag two things. First, the previous 2 technicians said someone would come out within 24 hours, and no one has. Second, I work from home, so this is affecting my income." Later, you politely but firmly state, "If no one shows up tomorrow, I'd like to escalate this to a supervisor." You are using structured English to advocate for yourself. Guys, this is the true power of fluency. As we look at these advanced scenarios, it's really easy to feel intimidated. But let this sink in. Every single fluent expert you've ever heard was once exactly where you are right now. They were beginners struggling to string simple sentences together, translating in their heads and making mistakes. The only difference between them and a beginner is that they simply never stopped practicing. They kept recording their 15-minute voice memos, they kept wobbling on the bicycle. Which brings us to our final, ultimate question. Are you ready to start your day one today? You have the mindset shift, you know the golden rule of thinking directly in English, and you have a foolproof 15-minute daily routine. Embrace the wobbles, embrace the mistakes, and just start speaking. I challenge you to set a timer for 15 minutes as soon as this explainer is over and record your very first warm-up. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this incredible roadmap to fluency. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and go conquer day one.